Man, oh man, gotta do a quick message for somebody for myself, and for anybody else who was for it, for us. You know what I'm saying? I'm just sitting here thinking like, you know, God is peeling the layers. He's peeling the layers daily, hourly, momentarily, every second. He's always peeling the layers. Now, that's not for anybody who's not willing to give it up. He is peeling the layers of his people. He is peeling the layers of the flesh that we have accustomed to when that was never who we were supposed to be in the first place. He's peeling the layers every day. He's continuously working on you. He's chiseling away those parts of us that he does not want to be there. Those parts of us that he is not pleased with. Those parts of us that he does not accept as being our greatest version of who we are becoming and who we already are. You know, it, let me just say this. Personally, me, myself, I don't never want him to stop peeling the layers when it comes to me. Because that's how you get stuck and you get content and you stop growing and you stop elevating. It ain't nothing easy about it. You're going to go through something when you're not living for God, and you're going to go through something when you are living for God. I'd rather be living for God and go through something than to not be living for God and go through something. Because when you got God and you go through something, you know that you're going to get through it because he's going to always get you through it. Compared to not living for God and not having that personal relationship with him, you become suicidal, homicidal. You be ready to kill, steal, destroy. You ready to do everything wrong when it comes to trying to figure it out on your own and not having him. So this for anybody. If you want a better life, if you want the best life that God could promise you, then I suggest you allow him to peel the layers. Allow him to peel the layers. You know yourself. You know how your mind operate. You know the things you do and people don't see. You know how you think. At the end of the day, you ain't got to confess it to nobody. But if that's what help you feel free, then go do what you got to do. But allow God to peel the layers, because you will not get change. You will not get better. You will not achieve anything that you're trying to achieve by doing the same things over and over and over again, want different results. You have to sacrifice. And I'm talking people, places, and things. And, you know, it's like it hurt so bad. And then you start healing. Once you start healing, you see why you had to let those people, places, and things go. Because those people, places, and things is what was stopping us. Those people, places, and things what was causing stagnation in our growth. Those people, places, and things is what was in our way so that we could not hear God's voice. So again, allow him to peel the layers in your life, whatever it may be. If you got a drug addiction and you know that you got a drug addiction, you don't want nobody else to know, but you know and God know. And you know that drug addiction is getting you nowhere good in life. That drug addiction got you stuck, stagnant, and got your mind functioning right. You need to let God have that. You need to get at the God. Tell God about that addiction. Listen, I listen. The greatest thing, even though it hurt when I had to go through the things I've been through, is that I can help somebody else. I can relate to you. There's nothing that you can't say that you've done that I can't relate to, because I've done some real wild things. And at the time, like, okay, let's say, like, am I ashamed for the things I've done? Not ashamed, but I'm not, like, okay, I guess I could say I'm not in regret about the things that I've been through and done, because how can a teacher teach you something that they can't relate to? The best teachers in life is going to be somebody who's been through something, somebody who's been through some things. Y'all be going to these churches and y'all be having these preachers above y'all. They ain't never been through nothing. And you wonder why the message don't change. They been talking about Jesus died on the cross since 1921, since 1700 centuries. And that message ain't changed. And it's way more to the message than Jesus died on the cross. Yes, we know that Jesus died on the cross for our sins. He died for us. Yes, we know that. But what's the further instruction? What's the next instruction after knowing that he's died for us? Y'all in the dead church. And it's so sad because it's like, I wish I could get this message to every person that go to church all at one time. At one time, because there's probably a few, if any, churches on this, let me say church, let me say buildings, sanctuaries, synagogues. There's probably only a few, if any, that is really of God, that's really there to save your soul. A lot of these churches and synagogues and buildings are not here to save your soul, baby. They're here to capture your souls. They're here to capture your souls. And I thank God every day. Like, I'm so thankful because I remember, you know what I'm saying, going to these churches and listening to, man, the preacher doing what he said and not seeing no peace in my mind. And that's what the battle has always been, because it's like my mind would be racing and it would never be at peace. And I'd be just always having these thoughts to myself, like, if I'm doing everything that this preacher telling me to do, why don't I see this in my life that he's preaching I'm supposed to see? Like, as far as prosperity and being able to go forward and do certain things, I'm not seeing that in my life. And I know for a fact I'm doing everything that this preacher told me to do, and I ain't happy and I'm depressed. Nah, saying ain't right. You know what I'm saying? So those are the type of thoughts I had before I was able to break free and get past the illusions, overcome that witchcraft. God pulled me out. It was only his voice. It was him. I couldn't hear his voice for a long time. Well, no, I heard his voice, but I heard a whole bunch of other voices too, trying to influence my movements, my path. And it's crazy because it's been almost 7 years since whatever was over my mind broke free. See, a lot of people don't be believing me, and it's okay, because somebody will, someone who can relate to me. But literally, the way my mind used to operate, I thought that it was normal. And it wasn't normal. Like, I would, I'm just thinking that your mind is supposed to run 1,000 miles per hour because it's a mind. And I thought that because I had lived that way for 25 years. I didn't know any better. I thought that was normal. Until the day that he showed me, to the day that he took hold of my spirit and started revealing things to me about the church that I was in. And once he revealed what he revealed to me, I couldn't believe what he was revealing to me. I was in denial. I was in shock. Because at the end of the day, this is a church that I thought was about the same God that I love. But this church wasn't about the same God that I love. Because I had to look at the fruits that were not on the leaders, the fruits that were not on the members. These people praise me with their mouth, but their hearts are far from me. See, God know our heart, and he know his people. He said, my sheep know my voice. That's why the day I heard his voice, the day he revealed it to me in plain sight, I never looked back. I never looked back, like Sodom and Gomorrah. No funerals, no nothing. Yes, it hurt me, like, on a human aspect. It hurt me, having to cut the people off from my life that I love so much. But spiritually, I'm at peace. Because I don't have to worry about why this is being done, why people saying this is doing that to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, now people don't have a chance to do none of that stuff that hurt me, that kept me in my mind. You know what I'm saying? I allowed him to peel off the layers of everything that was blocking me to be from being who I needed to be. And I'm just thankful. And anybody else who's going through that, allow God to peel the layers. Now, mind you, it's not a lot of people who's going to allow God to peel the layers, because if it was a lot of people, the earth will become better. But we know that that's not going to happen. The earth is only going to get worse. These are the last days. These are the last hours. These are the last moments. These are the last seconds. Yes, we've been hearing about God coming back for the longest. But you'll be a fool to sit there and say you don't see the difference from back then to now. You'll be a fool to say you don't see. I've been here 3 decades. And in the last 10 years, I've seen this world go down tremendously. Tremendously. Look at the chaos in the world. There's so much chaos. God already, this is in the Revelations, that he will take peace from the earth. There will never be no more peace on this earth. There will never be no more peace on this earth. Them good old days, those family gatherings, when people had fake love for one another, them days are gone. Them days are gone. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't see that, then you so lost. You so lost. I don't know about you, but I want to go back with God when he come back. I want to go back with God when he come back. So I'm going to allow him to continue to peel whatever layers up off me that he ain't pleased with. And I suggest you allow him to peel layers in your life too. Because you have to be ready spiritually, mentally, for when he return. No man know the day or the hour. You don't know if you're going to die in your sleep. Whether you be here and you're alive when you return, or if you're in the grave, everybody will see Judgment Day. Everybody will see Judgment Day. So thank y'all. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to get up out of here. Yeah, have a good night. I love y'all.